Yo, what is going on, Steeler Nation? Welcome back to the Steel Factory podcast. This is episode 409, I believe. My name is Rion. I'm joined by my co-host Junior today.
What's up? What's up?
Victory Monday for the third week in a row. The Steelers are 3-0. What a game we had for our home opener against the Chargers yesterday. We'll go into that as well as other stuff from around the league. The slate of games yesterday on Sunday. And yeah, first impressions of week 3 so far. We have the Monday nighter today, but what'd you think? Anything else you saw besides, our game before we get into it?
Aside from us, I thought the Cowboys fucking failed me, and I'm sure all of Texas, but especially me. I think
We wanted the Ravens to get to 0-3 right there, huh?
Ravens 0-3 would have been amazing. Nothing better than seeing your division rival who has all this hype coming into the year as a Super Bowl favorite, and Lamar, reigning MVP, kind of going winless for a month. That would have been sick, especially they play the Bills next week. So hopefully 1-3 is still on the table. It is still on the table, but hopefully we can get 1-3. But yeah, A1 hater over here.
Oh yeah. But yeah, good to have a 2-game lead on basically everyone else in the division. I think the Browns also lost and the Bengals won their first game. So yeah, 3-0. Everyone else is 1-2. That's good to see. Basically rooting for all those guys to lose every fucking game. We gotta win. Let's keep gaining ground on them, basically, or distancing ourselves from them. But yeah, let's get right into it, man. So Steelers Chargers was a hot ass day at the stadium. But yeah, started off, some 3-and-outs going back and forth. The Chargers had a nice drive. I don't know what happened on that play. I think JPJ just kind of bit on the screen. No safety help over the top, and then was it Quentin Johnston was just wide open?
Yeah, something happened. Our defense broke down, but
yeah, something happened in the coverage there.
Mm-hmm.
We got wide open. Not much we could do, and then we got the ball back. It was good to kind of answer back, and I felt like that's what we really missed out on last year. But something we didn't do is, they'd score the first touchdown, we get the ball back, and we got 3-and-out. We don't really do anything to flip the field position at all either, and that just makes it hard on our defense. But that was good to get it back right away to tie it up. Nice little read option with Fields, I think that was. But yeah, I think he had the nice little pass to Scotty Miller on that drive as well. But yeah, things really opened up for us in the second half. What did you think also? I think the Chargers went down and scored a field. We want to make it 10-7. And then, we kind of went 2-minute drill. And what did you think about kicking that 60-yard field goal?
At that point, I've always wondered why teams don't do it more often. For me, it makes sense. I think you trust Boswell, to hit the 50-yard field goals, to hit 55-yard field goals, maybe like 56s. We've never really pushed him,
63
into the high 50s. Yeah, we've never really pushed him to the 50s or to the high 50s or 60s.
Outside of a dome, at least. I don't know. Yeah.
And especially in Hines, it's a notorious
that was into the open end as well. It was a clear day though, not a lot of wind, clear weather.
But yeah, I don't think Boswell's never been that guy to have that leg. He's been like a very accurate kicker, but he's never been like, oh my god, watch him just put it away
hitting
from
nukes.
Yeah.
Outside the Atlanta game, but yeah, he has been a really historically accurate kicker from 50 plus though. Just you're not sending guys out to do that often. But from what we have, the small sample size, he's been brilliant. My main thing is though, I kind of felt like, not that we got conservative when we got kind of inside the 50. I just felt like maybe could have had a better play right there. Who knows? But yeah, that's besides the point. We got the ball back in the second half, and we got a field goal out of it as well. 10-10. And then second half, shutout. I think the Chargers had -5 total yards in the second half, which was actually crazy to think about. We'll get into their injuries. Herbert, I think, didn't even play the whole fourth quarter.
Herbert got hurt middle of the third.
Middle of the third. Okay. But yeah, that's the thing though. We kind of backup quarterbacks kick our ass sometimes last year too, and that's good. We just kind of shut it down. It's like, no, you're not gonna gain any ground on us. You're not gonna make this a game. And then The offense, this is when they started to just kind of play Steeler football, and this is what you got to do, especially when we get into the later months. Is when you have that 7-point, 10-point lead, one score game, you got to be able to run the clock down, ice the game, and that's basically what we did with a combination of Cordell Patterson and Najee Harris. I think Warren kind of got injured, so that kind of opened the door up for Patterson. What did you see from that?
From Patterson looked really good. He didn't have too many touches, but the ones where he did, like, he really helped us just kind of close out and finish the game, right? Like,
Yeah,
it was like a 2nd and 6, and he got like 10, 12 yards, and then there's another, like, I don't know if it was a second and like 5, 6, but again, you just got us first down after first down, and obviously we'd been wearing down the defense. I don't even know if Joey Bosa or
he
maybe
never
Nick
came back
Bosa.
in. It's
Yeah, I don't think he came back in,
Joey's on
right?
the Chargers. Yeah, yeah, and that
Um,
was pretty early on in the game. Broderick straight up took him down, and he came into the
yeah,
game
he
with a
was.
bad hip and just shut it out right away.
Yeah, so I mean, Cordero Patterson, like he was more like a punt returner, not punt returner, a kick returner that we brought in just because of the new kickoff rules
Yeah,
that were supposed to make it easier.
we
And
haven't seen
obviously,
much yet. Yeah.
yeah, we haven't seen much of him, but it looks like he's definitely going to carve out a role in the offense if he just keeps being this efficient.
Yeah, we have a lot of good guys that can run the ball. You know what I mean? And that hasn't including, and then we're going to get into this because this is a topic of discussion every week after every game, Justin Fields. And I have an opinion on um how he hasn't really even, not that we haven't really opened the door up for him, but he's playing a different style of ball right now. And we're waiting, I don't know, maybe to get into the later months to really kind of let him play to more of his strengths, running the ball. He hasn't ran the ball really at all this week and last week, right? I think he only took like 7 carries this week. Yeah, we'll talk about when we get into the Fields basically topic. But yeah, that was awesome to see. The stadium was electric. You could tell these dudes, they want to see the fucking Steelers run the ball and get first down after first down in the fourth quarter when we're up by 7 or 10. I think it was 10. It was like 2010 after, right? Um, but yeah, we missed the Calvin Austin touchdown. How sick was that actually? Dude
That was
showed that 4.3 speed. I was like, they're not gonna catch him. Take him fucking home. That was awesome. Off the slant.
Yeah, that was a great throw by Fields. It was a super tight window, and
Yeah.
I don't know if he got lucky because there's definitely I think a linebacker coming to swoop in and intercept it, but he fit it in and he got it perfect. It's on the money, and I think Fields just has like such a strong arm.
Yeah.
Um,
Arm shank plays. Yeah. I did see that. Yeah, they did a pretty good job, kind of getting to go into a single high safety look by motioning off whoever was on the left side, and then yeah, basically they had to deal with either picking up Pickens or Austin on that left side. There was only one safety up top, and fucking Calvin just beat him all the way to the crib for like 55 yards, right? Yeah, that was sick. That was awesome to see. I was standing on that jumbotron. I was just watching him run straight at us. I was like, dude, that's sick. Because I couldn't really tell how far behind I guess the defender was. So it's just like shit. He's just straight up fucking dusting him. Yeah, that was nice. Yeah, 2010 game, and then you really kind of felt it. We just kind of just took over. That's when we started running the ball a lot. The defense sack after sack, right? I guess that really attributed to the -5 total yards. They had like 5 sacks in that second half. And then Nick Herbig too. Damn.
he's coming in, man.
We mentioned him in the preseason, right? And then Highsmith came out, so he got an extended look. And I think one of his first plays, he got that strip sack on Herbert. They recovered, but yeah. Then he had another sack as well. I think he was on their first round tackle, not the rookie. I think Slater. Both of those sacks were on him, which is crazy to think about. That guy's basically a Pro Bowler, I think. But yeah, man. Any other highlights from the game you want to discuss before we kind of start talking about, I guess, more long-term things? Fields, basically.
No, I think we kind of covered most of it.
All right. Now, where are we standing now with Fields? Because we were kind of convinced last week. A lot of those plays that were negated by penalties, you kind of really saw what he can do with the football. But yeah, the stat line looked a lot better this week. That helps. what were your first impressions based off Fields' overall body of work on Thursday, or not Thursday, on Sunday?
First impressions is he's looking more. He's looking like he's playing much more. How do I put this?
Polished?
Polished. Yeah, like he's taking throws that he was not throwing the last couple weeks. You know, throws over the middle. He had a lot of really good throws, like to Scotty Miller, right? That
Yeah.
started like over the middle. Like he was using just the middle of the field, and he was really putting it in a tight windows, and he was being really decisive with his reads. Um, and that's why I think I was texting. I was like, bro, like if we can get this field, like I don't see us. You know, I think our ceiling is like wide open now.
Yeah.
You
Because
know,
we've basically been saying this whole time that the ceiling's there. It's just a matter of how much we could raise his floor and eliminate any negative plays. And didn't see him taking that many sacks as he did last week. He did have the interception. I don't know what happened there, actually. I never saw the highlights. It looked like a fluke pick. What the fuck
it was
happened?
like a tip ball. It was a mess. Yeah, it's one of those things where
Because Najee had the ball
it's
for a second, too, right?
yeah, it's one of those
Yeah.
things where it's more unlucky than it is Fields.
Yeah. Good to get the first turnover out of the way, too, though, because he kind of just like, eventually it's going to come. It's just kind of like, all right, let's just fucking move on already. But yeah, I mean, good throws. The passing chart looked a lot better, a lot more intermediate, middle of the field. Not that like bullshit that you could just basically draw on that map, where basically the whole middle of the field is empty. It's good to see them kind of, especially the OC, make his adjustments. Artie Smith, because the run game wasn't working early on, so they found ways to get the ball to the running backs, to guys like Najee and Warren early on. Because they were shutting down the run game, and that's what is really impressive as well. When they kind of put us in the one dimension, and we were still able to kind of move the ball, especially in that first half touchdown drive, and then as we were moving the ball along in the second half before kind of just shutting it down with the run game finally, right?
Yeah, yeah. Like once we get ahead, we're just like so in control of the game.
Right.
Our run game is good enough to just consistently churn out first downs, and it's kind of a matter of us running down the clock or getting another touchdown,
Yeah,
right?
and
Or a field goal.
go for it. Yeah. No. Underrated part of the game was putting on 6 linemen at the line, putting in Mason McCormick, I think 66, as an eligible receiver, basically at the tight end position. 6 linemen, we're gonna run it down your throat. Apparently, what he showed was pretty impressive. Too, from people that saw the tape already.
Yeah,
That looked
Najee was
good.
gassing him up.
Yeah.
He was saying he's gonna be good for a real long time,
Oh
something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah. So that's gonna be good to see. I think we'll get Sam Hollow back next week. That's also in the playbook as well. We're gonna see McCormick probably still in these more
And get Roman
6
Wilson
lineman
back.
sets. Roman Wilson, I think he was a healthy scratch. I don't know if they just didn't have enough time to work him into the game plan, or what. If he's still getting his feet under his legs, is that the saying? But yeah, we're gonna get more healthy, and oh yeah, I guess Fatanu might be out for the year, which is kind of a bummer. But that's why we kept Dan Moore, right?
Yeah. You know what? It's working itself out for Broderick just to be right tackle, I guess.
Oh yeah.
It's what it is. PFF says he's good. Obviously, as Steeler fans, we don't believe in PFF, but here we are.
No, yeah. I mean, it'll get better once Sam Marlowe's back as well. But I did see too that they weren't getting much pressure on Fields, and I mentioned this right now when I said he wasn't really getting sacked. Yeah, I think we were just doing a really good job getting the ball out of his hands right away, and he was doing a good job at that as well.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
kind of getting the easy read.
Yeah, part of that was just like him taking those throws over the middle of the field.
And that's what opened up the run game. They knew that, they had to respect the pass at that point, and they couldn't crowd the box, which is honestly what my fear was going into the season. Is like, dude, if we can't pass the ball, they're just going to keep fucking stacking 8 on us.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that was everyone's fear, and that's kind of like, that's the Justin Fields experience, at least with the Bears.
No, yeah. But yeah, like I was saying earlier too, is he's playing a different style of ball, first and foremost, and I can't wait to see not him unleashed, but when the Steelers have more confidence in him to play his ball, if he wants to take off of it, fucking do it. You know what I mean? Um, Enough with the like dink and dunk plays. Obviously that's effective as well, especially when they're shutting down the run game on us. But yeah, I can't wait to see them trusting him to air it out and make those big time throws, make those big time runs as well.
Yeah, if we can get some kind of compromise
A balance, basically, yeah.
yeah, if we can get something where like we integrate Fields' dink and dunk that he's actually developed just this season, right? I'm not like this is really new to him, and it's part of his game that we had never really seen before. And it's something everyone was hoping he would develop.
Yeah.
But if we can get him to integrate like the dink and dunk and then that big playmaking ability with his legs,
Yeah.
that's obviously that's obviously his ceiling, and it's crazy high. He becomes an absolute like crazy threat just because he has so many physical tools, but he was never that great at processing plays after the snap. And if
Yeah.
he can finally do that with like quick reads and we can make the offense really easy for him, um, then the ceiling is the roof at this point, right?
No, yeah. I am really starting to run with the notion that he is just gonna insert himself as a starter long term. I mean, we'll find out tomorrow what Tomlin says about going into the Colts game when he has his press conference. But you're 3-0 at this point. Why are you gonna change it up, right? I mean, he's starting to buy himself maybe not a bad starter too. Because I don't think we'll see that, right? Because I do think we're still playing the game to minimize mistakes, to prevent a bad game. But yeah, I mean, things are going to be able to open up once we do have a lead and the defense is playing their ball. But yeah, we'll see what happens when the defense or Fields, kind of hiccups, depending on who we play. The schedule still is kind of light. The Colts are 1-2 next week. Cowboys could still be the Cowboys, but they are 1-2 as well, right?
Yeah, Cowboys are looking very beatable now.
Right. And then, yeah, that's looking down the road next 2 games. Right now, really kind of just looking forward to what happens still with this quarterback situation. I would like to trust. I'd like to roll Fields at least for a while still. And then it's just a matter of, yeah, like you said, building the offense around his playmaking ability, his ability. Kind of basically what the Ravens did with Lamar, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, and I mean that's what the Ravens did with Lamar, like the first part of his career and like the last year. It was about like, okay, let's put Lamar in like a real like field stretching offense rather than like a really run heavy one. And it's he got another MVP, right? The idea was to get the offense like super high powered instead of
just RPO based a lot, which is his
yeah.
first couple seasons, yeah.
So hopefully we're working towards that, and Fields looks to be taking to the coaching, right? It's like, how much coaching did they actually do with him in Chicago? Who knows? Everyone's saying that coaching staff failed him and was terrible, and I hope it's true. We'll see.
Yeah, no, it works out for us if we somehow stumble into the next franchise guy. I mean, that's crazy to think about at this point as well, because we're just rolling with what we have at this season, and we're 3-0, and 3-0 is 3-0.
Yeah, and I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves, but Cowboys have one of the worst run defenses in the league. So,
all right, all is good, man. We got the
Colts.
We got the Colts on Sunday. We'll get into that on Thursday. Hopefully, we have a little bit more information on some injuries that we had. I think Highsmith went down, Jalen Warren went down, and the update on Russ. I mean, and then I think we'll see what happens if Tomlin just straight up calls, yeah, we're going with Fields, and we could kind of really get into discussion if Russ could be on the trade block. But you would like to have a good backup, though. That's my thing, too.
I would keep Russ as if it's me, I would keep Russ as a backup. I think someone would have to offer something crazy for Russ. Or Russ, he might want to leave, right? He might want to be like, you know what? Like, I want to play this season. I want to, revitalize my career, basically. And, that's totally cool, and we should do right by him.
Yeah, because the talk was he needs maybe a couple more solid seasons, at least to bounce back from this Broncos debacle to kind of solidify that Hall of Fame career. And Fields is not letting him do that, dude.
Yeah, Russ might need a. I don't. We're probably not the team for him, but if he wants to leave, like then, you know, let we should facilitate it.
Yeah, but yeah, that's gonna do it for our discussion today, guys. Little recap on week 3. Defense balled out second half. Love what we're seeing from Fields still. Like what we're kind of seeing from the supporting cast. Carter Patterson, Scotty Miller, Calvin Austin. Yeah, man. I mean, everyone's gonna throw out there too. Like, who's the Steelers' number 2 receiver? We don't really
Dude,
have one, and the
if
fact
we
that
can
Fields
get
is making it work still.
yeah, man, if we can get another guy to be the 2 to Pickens 1, or maybe even make Pickens a 2 if he's that good, like a Devontae Adams type of guy,
Who knows,
right?
dude? Like, that's
And
what
and we
could get scary here.
and that's and then we slot every other receiver we have down, one spot on the depth chart. Like that team is looking real good because we definitely have some guys. We have some
Tom,
guys.
yeah. If this defense is healthy, stays healthy, we're gonna be in a lot of games. And I know Khan's the type that says something like, well, let's just fucking go for it. Let's bring a fucking stud in here, even if it means we're only gonna have him the end of this year and maybe next year. Let's fucking do it. But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up today, guys. We're really gonna start. I said it last week about these trade discussions at the deadline, because we'll get closer each week, and if you'll keep winning, you got to do something. But yeah, this is gonna do it for today, guys. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Leave a rating for on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Any other closing thoughts, bro?
No, I think that's it. We're looking good. It's looking up.
All right, 3-0. Here we go, Steelers. Peace out, guys.